Hi, welcome to JadeCon Gaming. I am Adam, and I am here today to do an unboxing and show off the Pathfinder flip mat for the Lost City. Gotten quite a few of these flip mats, and I've started really using them. They make things really easy if you want a really pretty map without having, and you know, it's easier than drawing it. It looks nicer. Obviously, if you draw it, you can have a lot more variance and more control. But they can also be really useful to inspire ideas for encounters or locations or that kind of thing. Basically, you can use wet or dry erase on them, or I think permanent marker they say. I've not tried it. They say permanent marker, then you use dry erase marker in order to then be able to erase it. So, whatever. Whatever. It's lost cities, ruins, that kind of thing. Let's check out what the map actually contains. Anyways, it's in this little outside cardboard piece that does have small images of the maps on that, as well as brief descriptions. But we have the full-size thing here, so who cares about that? It is double-sided, so two different maps. And we'll start with this first one. This first one, I guess I'll turn it for what really is the centerpiece of it. And that is this pyramid. But, yeah, I'll sort of we'll look at it for a moment. There are small, basically the pyramid has little monuments on the side, something on the top, stairs going up, and basically there's a path that leads away in each direction with the ruins of buildings on all sides. The path that leads it this way goes off to the side and down to a lower, like down a cliff. So there's elevation difference for combat. But obviously the pyramid itself is the greatest elevation aspect, if you know, as far as firing down. You know, the easy thing to think of with this pyramid, you know, a map like this of just somewhere in ruins, is it would be great for like a Tarrasque battle. Just sort of, you know, the pyramid can almost be like a last stand point where they're able to get some elevation as they're, you know, fighting off the Tarrasque or that kind of thing. That's, you know, just sort of the destroyed nature of it leaves me at that sort of almost apocalyptic kind of battle with something that devastating. But in general, most of the place, you know, even the pyramid structure is collapsing in one corner. But you know, there are no roofs. Most walls are missing, so it looks like it's probably been destroyed for quite a long time. Although you could use it as if it were like magical destruction. And then it could be recent if it was just that devastating. And I mean, there's this little thing, whatever, the little box on top of the pyramid. It just draws my attention, like, what is that? Is there something inside of it? Is it some sort of, you know, like tomb or coffin kind of thing sitting on top there? Or maybe you lift it off and it's the entrance to a dungeon. It could be some, you know, magical thing that's in there. That could be what caused the destruction. But yeah, so that box on top of the pyramid, it's like that draws my attention because it still looks like it's in good condition. As do 3 of the 4. Each stairway goes down to what is a pillar, and you can see that it's like a tall pillar because this one is collapsed, but all the other ones you just see the point of. But yeah, it's a jungly area with a pyramid and some, you know, destroyed buildings. Could be an entrance to a dungeon, could be a great place for really, you know, whatever outdoor jungly ruins battle you have. Tarrasque came to mind if you want something really epic to use it for. But I mean, it even could just be fighting off, you know, a horde of goblins. Yeah. The other side, yeah, I thought that's what it looked like from the little picture. It has a bunch of giant shells, which suggests it's probably underwater. many of these, pretty much all of these buildings still have partial roofs. So there's that, and there's this wide pathway that leads down the center with just sort of columns that leads towards that rounded building. There are clearly some statues of people and things like that. You can even see some of the detail in what was some of the work on the floor before the place was destroyed. Yeah, but so they look like old temples almost, like it was some sort of religious area. But, and this obviously could be like some sort of human or other land-based city that was flooded by, put underwater by rising waters some, ages ago. Or this could be like a merfolk village that was destroyed. And so it could have always been underwater, and the destruction is just what makes it special for this situation. Obviously, you can use it for it looks, because of the vegetation and the shells, it is pretty much, it needs to be underwater, or you can kind of say beach. You could do something, but for the most part, it is gearing towards being underwater. But it could be therefore great for any underwater combat with merfolk or marrow or whatever, any of those aquatic things, or obviously the Kraken. If you wanted, another destroyed thing, another epic battle, you could have the Kraken battle be on this side. So that is there, and with that, there's plenty of, it's something big like that. Because all of these are not completely collapsed, there'd be places the players could hide, in there, and then the monster, Kraken, whatever, could destroy the buildings themselves, and you can just use, wet erase marker or dry erase marker, whatever, and mark off, spots that have been crushed down and are no longer protected by these roofs. But, and this could obviously be a long-forgotten ruin, but unlike the other side, most of these have roofs. So this could just be a pretty recent destruction that your players are coming across. And obviously, because you can't see in the buildings, any one of them could have an entrance to some underwater, sealed-off area, dungeon, temple, whatever. They find by exploring the right, I explore whatever that building, and you're like, oh, you uncover under some rubble that there's some sort of stairway that seems to be leading downward, deep beneath the ocean floor. That's always an option there. But yeah. So yeah, there's the other side, which is an underwater sort of seafloor kind of area with temples and such, and a big, basically, temples on either side, and a main temple, round temple at the center with a big pathway that leads to it, which is a nice open area for a battle. And I'll show these off. You can kind of see them there, just to see, the full thing. So there's the underwater side. And there's the jungle side. So, and also that gives a bit of the scale for what these are. And they do have the squares on them. They're 1-inch squares. They are, where's the actual sheet? Whatever. They're 24 inches by 30 inches, with 1-inch squares on both sides. So they're, decently big mats, and whatever the fold up is, it's going to tell me, isn't it? No, I think they used to. Is it 8 by 11? 8 by 10? Yeah. So it folds basically an 8 by 10 little, travel thing, unfolds. They stay reasonably flat. Obviously the creases can be there, and if ever you're just like, I only need, a small area of it for what the encounter is, that works. I've done that before. I've done down to just a simple, completely folded up, there's just a small little skirmish area on some of them that, on this one it would just be, a building and a little bit of another, and just sort of that idea that, you know, if they're just shooting between the two buildings, it's much easier just to put it out. And unless they try to leave the area, no problem. If it's pretty much a stationary combat, that works fine. So I have done that before, but yeah, generally, you can fold it out, big old map, beautiful artwork, easy, and inspiring. I hope I gave some ideas that help you figure out ways to use it. If you have other ideas for how to use the maps, what to use the locations for, share them down below. I'd love to hear them for possible ideas for my future games. And of course, it's always great if there are more down there. Other people can get advice from those as well. You know, let's share ideas for how to entertain our players. But yeah, great GM resource. Battle Map by Paizo, one of their Pathfinder flip mats. And whatever, it is the Lost City. I'll link down below where you can find it. You can go check it out if you'd find it useful. And otherwise, just have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.